It is another beautiful day in Costa Rica, but the last couple of weeks has been strange on the Off Grid Homestead. Almost every day has been cloudy with very little sun and, oddly enough, very little rain considering we're in the middle of rainy season. But we do live in a microclimate, so our weather has been a bit different than what you would find in most places of Costa Rica. But since we depend on solar for our electricity, this weather hasn't been good for us. Our solar system went out and I had to buy 4 new batteries, which meant I had to spend a day building a new battery rack to add on top of the one I already had. Our system only had 6 panels and 2 batteries. At the moment, I've already added the 4 new batteries and are adding 2 more solar panels in a week or 2. The system is still way too small for what we need. But that was an intentional design. I've always planned on adding hydropower to the system. This would give us 24/7, 365 days a year charging to our batteries since the river never stops running. So having a few days or a couple of weeks without sun, well, it's not going to matter in the near future. So I've purchased a huge roll of 2-inch water pipe and now I'm laying it out on the river to start the process of installing that hydropower. Hopefully I'll get all that figured out, but it might take some time to get it all installed. So hopefully I'll give you an update on that real soon. But in the midst of all of that, we're still trying to get into the house to a point that we can move in and then finish it up while living there instead of living out the barn. This week I finished framing up the end of the house, painted primer on it, and finally the metal is screwed down, and that makes our place look a lot more like a tiny house. This little bit of work on the house makes it a lot nicer for when we go to sleep. Our pillows seem to keep falling off the bed with the temporary tarp that we had hanging up there to keep us dry until we were done with this project. Now, I think Rebecca feels a little safer from the creepy crawlies, but she'll always be on the hunt for bugs and spiders until I get the whole house sealed off. Maybe, that is. I think she likes hunting bugs. But let's get back to the Unbridled Living in Costa Rica podcast. And today we'll discover, is it important to learn Spanish if you're going to visit or live in Costa Rica? Will speaking Spanish keep you from getting the gringo price? Are there any benefits of knowing the language? And what do Ticos, the local people, think about those who can't speak Spanish while they're in Costa Rica? All this and more in this week's episode. Join us every Sunday on the only channel giving you the honest truth about life in Costa Rica. And let's have fun learning the good, the bad, and the ugly about living in Costa Rica.